And July 2016, I'm walking out into my living room, and what have we got here? We've got a new set. We have, it looks to be a book stand, and there's no more map. I've let go of the map. It was too confusing. But see here, I'm inside of what appears to be a curiosity shop. I'm saying, hello, is anybody there? Hello? And then there's an announcement that happens. We've already heard that announcement before. Welcome to Harry's Emporium. And I'm listening to the announcement, and he says, whatever you do, don't touch the bell. And I've already rung the bell, and mayhem ensues. I've added another prop. The bell goes into a little box. And notice there is also, I'm fighting with the bell. And notice there is no money sign, there's no for sale sign, and there's no big box where all of the money goes. As you can see, it's laying on the floor behind me. I've given up on it. There's all the junk that's behind, even the for sale sign is leaning up against the wall. So a lot is happening at this point. I put the hat on, and oh, there you go. The hat's an interesting piece. And this is new. Now notice, I'm trying to be more confused about what's happening. And that little move, it didn't make any sense, hitting the top of my top hat. But one thing that you'll notice is that the colors are too vibrant. When you look at the muted colors that are, browns and blacks, it just doesn't work. Also, my glasses are now red. And that was given to me as a suggestion by Bernie Stevens, because with the red glasses, you can see them farther. Now, from farther away. So what am I doing here? I'm trying to find the wand. And it really does look like I'm pulling it out of my sleeve. So that's not a good thing. So we're going to dump that. But it's a nice little vanish. And of course it appears on my back, which is fun. And then blip, oh, money. But see, again, what is this? This is money. Now I'm trying to say that it took the money out of my pocket. So now I'm trying to give the wand a personality, that it's pickpocketing me. And I can't control it, and I want to get rid of it, so I break it over my knee, and it's gone. So, in other words, we're starting to now see a little bit of conflict into this story, where it's not so bad that he wants to leave, but it's just enough to cause him confusion. It's like, where did the silk go? And that was actually pretty cool. So now, I don't know why he puts the hat back on, but he does. And this is where things get kind of weird. We're still growing the act, and that silk was supposed to vanish, but the mechanism broke. Now, this stand took me a long time to build, and I built it so that it was so light that I think it was almost a pound and a half. And it was a bit too delicate. Now see here, I've added a book so that the book, I'm reading the book now because I'm giving it purpose. I think the book was in one of the last videos. And you'll notice that also that the mirror is now a vanity. It makes a bit of a difference. And with the book too, with me reading the book, it creates a connection to the mirror. We're still not there yet. We're still not there. But it's better. And here I am wiping the mirror, and I still do this move, but that's too subtle. I mean, that's a folded handkerchief, and it shouldn't be folded. So I'm trying to scratch my head. What is going on here? Pick up a candle, and it's like, now, if you notice, and this was something that I didn't realize until I got this in front of an audience, is that you've completely forgotten that I showed you the mirror. And that is a major problem that I have to solve. But I didn't realize it until after this rehearsal. It's like, oh man, I completely forgot that I had shown them the mirror. So now I'm trying to read. And again, I pick up the candle, another bit of business, so that I can read the book better. Now see how we're starting to make connections between things. The connection to the book, to the mirror, and to the hat. So it's an instruction manual. Oh, okay, we're getting it. We're getting a little closer to a story, a little closer to a storyline, trying to find our throughput, our through line, and now what is he doing? He's looking inside his hat. Now this is a big problem because I'm producing money out of my hat. So whose money is that? Is it mine or is it the hat's? So in other words, I really don't have any skin in the game. And that's important. So later on, a friend of mine, Dave Durzik, oh, that was cool. I totally forgot that I did that. And that's a production of a piece of magic here that I'm about to demonstrate to you in a second because I found it. And I'll show you what it looks like. All right, back to the show. So we're gonna multiply the money. See how we're losing our attention span between the connection of me and the mirror and multiplying things, and the floor is becoming a mess. And so I also thought that by dropping the bags on the floor, I could create a heaping pile of bags, and I don't think that was a good choice. But I learned later. And another big pile. And see, here's the thing. We already know what's going to happen. He's just going to keep multiplying these bags. And I'm like, there's 2. Why would I need to tell the audience that there's 2? They're not supposed to be there. Now we've got 4 bags. And now all the money shoots out of the mirror, and I throw those bags down, and then whoa, more money, and a big old bag, and big mess on the floor, and then an announcement. That's supposed to be a round of applause. An announcement. What are you doing here? Put all this stuff back. Sorry. That's the announcement from the owner of, and I just grab a bag and I run off. Trying to add conflict is hard. So let's get out of my living room and go to Taom in September of 2016. Look at my entrance and my costume. I'm wearing a hat, a pork pie hat, red glasses, and a new costume. Kind of places me at a period of time. Could be in the late 30s, early 40s. And we're going to go through the same segment here. The bell. And my bell ringer broke. And I had to improvise. But still, the bell goes crazy. In a minute here. Here it is. What's going to happen? We don't know. And there it is. The bell goes nuts. Now, doing the show live in front of people for the first time, you start to get an idea of where the pauses are and how people are going to respond. And so far, people are not responding because not a lot of magic has happened yet. We're still trying to understand what the story is. But notice, I'm doing other things while magic is happening. Like I put the hat on the mirror, and the silk falls out of the hat. And my reactions are a little bit better, like I don't know what's going on, but the problem is that I'm doing so much magic so fast that there's not enough time for the audience to really grasp what's happening. The magic's good, there's no question about that, but we just don't know enough information to really pull it all together. Now this part didn't make sense to me, is that why would I pull the silk through my glasses? Just didn't make any sense. And the wand reappears, and then it disappears. Aha! A little bit better. A little bit more visual. So visually stunning is some of the stuff that I'm going for. But again, nobody applauded because I'm going through so fast. Now here it stole my wallet. From a distance, you probably couldn't see it, but there's nothing in my wallet, but there's my money. I'll put my wallet back, and then it steals my watch. So there's the conflict, right? And I want to get rid of it, and still no applause. And it was frustrating me because it's like, what am I doing here? If I'm not getting applause, it's just a smattering. But I know that the act deserves more than what it's getting. That's the first round of applause. That was the first round of applause, was that moment. And there it is. Now notice that the stand is just a pole with a tripod, and the reason for that is that the other brown stand that really looked like a book stand was a pain in the rear to assemble every show and transport. It just took up too much room. But here's the connection with the book and the mirror. And I changed the back of the mirror. A friend of mine said that those gears on the back of the mirror were just too distracting. So I just painted it that bronze. Now look, I'm really paying attention to the back of the mirror at this moment, to show that it's empty and I'm examining it. And then I take my handkerchief out and unfold it this time. And it's a lot bigger, easier to see. And I come back and I've got two. Well, that's weird. See how I'm trying to figure it out? It's like, I don't understand what's happening. Let's try a candle. Now, this is an interesting thing that you're going to see in our next segment here coming up, is that I'm still not getting any applause from the audience, which is driving me nuts because I'm doing an awful lot of cool stuff. I'm blinding some people in the front, and I put the box down so people can clearly see that there's nothing behind the mirror. And notice that the table is way too small. There's not enough real estate on there. So I pick up the book, and here's a bit of business. What happened here? What am I doing? Oh, I'm gonna multiply the hat. My routine. I made a mistake. So anyway, moving forward, there's the money spinning thing again, and it's the first real kind of cool bit of business of magic. And boom, the audience loves it. All right, let's take a look at that piece of magic that I've totally forgotten about. And this is kind of fun. It's the one where my character is holding on to the money, and I can't even remember how to do it. And he makes it float like this. And this is the cool part. pretty fun. I don't use it anymore because it doesn't make any sense, because take a look. You cannot spend this money. However, it doesn't mean that maybe someday I'll retake a look at this effect and turn it into something else. So yeah, it's a pretty cool bit of business that I've totally forgotten about. So this might come out of the archive. I'm not doing anything with the mirror. And what the heck is with this magnifying glass? And then a bag of money? What? Yeah. Well, the reason why I produced a bag of money is that people didn't understand, why I would put some, cash in my hand and pull back a bag of money. And notice that I'm keeping all the bags together. I had a little bit of a problem there. And
Ladies and gentlemen, Stuart MacDonald.
okay, that got a standing ovation. Why, I don't know. So here we are, December 2016, and I want you to look at the entrance. It's completely changed. I'm now bringing a candle onto the stage in relative darkness. Now what that does is it sets up the scene a lot better. Already in your mind, you're thinking, this is haunted. And there's a wand on the floor. Now the camera that they were using couldn't pick up a lot of light, but it's levitating. And it goes kind of out to the front row, and I pick it up, and then the lights change. And it was a cool effect, but it was a pain in the butt. And the wand is different. The wand is thicker, but its color is it's wrong because it's blending in with my suit. And I didn't realize that till later. But for a small audience, it worked just fine. Now I'm going to keep this routine relatively intact and talk you through it. This is a better example of the character coming out of his skin a little bit and exposing himself to the audience. We're still working on not performing, and we're still working on the relationship between the book and the mirror and whatever else is happening, because we don't know what's going on. And that bit of business of counting just doesn't make any sense. For me, in my brain, it was like, can I still see? But apparently I can. And notice the cloth is different on the mirror as well. It's more tattered looking, like it's been there for a long time. I got it on sale as a Halloween item at Joann Fabric. And you can see the wand a little bit better there. But it looks more like a wand rather than that tiny dowel that I had that had rhinestones on it. And that was a little Fred Cap move there. And I still, doing that with a hat, it's like, it's all a learning curve. It's not perfect. But even though it's not perfect, this routine that you are seeing is what I submitted to Fool Us. And Johnny Thompson emailed me, and he was just in love with this routine because it was a character piece, and not a lot of people were doing that. And this is a new ending. I still use this ending. I want to get rid of these two items, and I do. And that's the first round of applause that I get from the audience. Now I'm a little like, what is going on here? Where is this power coming from? Let's take a look at this thing. A little bit of laughter there. and opening up the book and being very secretive. Why? There's nobody in the room. But again, learning. So I'm pointing from the book to the mirror. It's like, aha, I think I understand what's going on here. Now, Oscar Munoz helped me out because when I first appeared at the castle, this is like midweek, nobody was applauding with the mirror. And he said, tease the cloth back a little bit and do a demonstration of the mirror. And boy, was he right, because when I give away a couple of items, the audience is now directing their attention at the mirror. They're paying attention. Before, they weren't paying attention. There was too much separation between what was going on, and I wanted to have laser focus on just the mirror parts. And, well, let's see what happens here. We still haven't shown the back of the mirror yet, but yet somehow people still find this magical. And I agree with them. It has some magical qualities. So now I'm a bit more curious. I go behind the mirror and I take off the cloth, shake the cloth, like, is there anything in there? Nope, nothing in there. And then I show the back of the mirror and I'm still, again, but look at this, I can't see. So I pick up the candle, and it moves the hat across. So I'm trying to to rewrite the show so that I'm not affecting anything that's in this environment. Everything is affecting me in the environment. And so that was the new rule of the universe, is that everything should reveal itself on its own to cause me to go over and investigate. And that was one of the first incidences of that. And of course, this is a standard, working on the routine. But look, this is another bit of business. I tried to get my money back, but I wasn't reflecting my hand, so it was missing. No magic, but it's a really cool bit. And I still keep that in the show. But it wasn't until later that when the mirror comes off of the table and becomes a standalone mirror that real magic happens. There's the skull for the first time. That's a new reveal. And the skull's talking to me. And there's that bag of money that just comes out of nowhere. And let's put the money that I just found and multiplied in that bag. Now we have a quantity inside the bag, and boom, we've got one bag, we've got two bags, and we still haven't learned make them all appear. Keep multiplying them 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you've got 8. Because we're multiplying it too many times and there's no surprise. But here it is, the ending. We got all 4 bags. And we go, and boom, we've got 8 bags, and all the money shoots up, and everybody loves the act. So that's it. That's the end of part 6. What an amazing arc. We went from just rehearsing in my living room to doing a show at the Taom in Texas, and then that show I sent to the Magic Castle, and I had been trying to get in the Magic Castle for years, and finally I got in with that video. And then while I was at the castle, I had made all kinds of other improvements, and that video went to the producers of Fool Us. And there you have it. That's how I got on Fool Us. So never give up, never surrender. All right, stay tuned because there's a lot more coming up. We're only at 2 years into the development of this act, and this act has gone through so many changes. So stay tuned. It's going to be fun. Oh, and by the way, please share this video and please like it, get the alerts so that you know when something new is coming. And also, which is really important, please subscribe to the channel, because that helps me create a little bit of revenue so that I can keep supporting this channel and giving you as much information about magic and storytelling that I can. So it makes it a little bit worthwhile. Right now, I think I'm earning enough to go see a movie. So with that, thank you very much and subscribe. It doesn't cost you a dime. Take care. Bye-bye.